Well, hello, hello, hello. It is Labor Day weekend.
Is it really?
It is really Labor Day weekend. Yeah. That means Monday's a holiday.
Okay.
What are you going to do with your holiday?
Same thing I do with any normal day.
Which is?
Whatever I feel like I want to do.
Oh, well, I almost think fall has hit Wisconsin and we are hovering in the upper 60s, low 70s, which is beautiful.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah. The rain has let up a little bit. So that's been nice. So it feels fallish. And I'm thinking maybe we need to have a fire in the solo stove or in the fire pit.
In the fire pit, yeah.
Because in the past, for Memorial Day or Labor Day, we would have a fire. And we would usually have foods we shall not name right now.
Is this a tradition we've had?
Yeah. You don't realize it, do you? No. Yeah. Memorial Day. Yeah. And Labor Day, we would have a fire and we would make some sweet little.
Oh, s'mores.
Yes.
Well, we're not having that. So we could cook a weenie over the fire. We could.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see. But
I like the idea. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice tradition we've had. So
I love fall. It is my season. It is my vibe. Today I was driving around going some places and cloud cover came in and it was cool and not crisp yet, but it was feeling fall. And did I have the fall flavor appear in my mouth that made me go?
Yeah, that was my question next.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I drove right by a Starbucks and didn't feel compelled to go in and get some sort of. I don't even know if they have their pumpkin thing out yet because it's not quite September. But
they probably roll it out in July.
I did not feel compelled because the last time I had it, I don't know how long ago that was. It tasted like plastic, like pumpkin flavored plastic.
Not good.
That doesn't appeal to me anymore. I want my food to taste like food.
Interesting. Imagine that.
I'm a novelist. My name is Eric.
I am a life coach. My name is JJ.
I beat you to it.
You beat you to it.
I won.
I didn't know it was a competition, but you win. You win. You win.
We can now complete YouTube.
And we eat mostly meat, by the way.
That's right. And I titled this episode, "The Carnivore Community is Amazing."
Mm-hmm.
And the thumbnail said, "Carnivores, it's time to brag."
Oh.
Now, what did I have in mind?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't either because I am purely operating in vibes. That is my new whole thing.
So clearly, there are some of you out there, and we'll hit the chat here in a little bit. There are some of you out here who want to brag because he's gotten the vibe.
Yes. So you are going to want to, in the chat, brag about your carnivore results or keto. I don't care.
Yeah.
Or honestly, if you're a vegan and you have great results, feel free to brag.
Please. Yeah. Why not? I have something to brag about.
All right. Let's hear it.
Okay. So I've got to set the stage. You know me by now if you've been watching for a while. So I have an accountability partner that I have been seeing since 2013, actually 2012. So a while. And we meet every couple of weeks or so. And it's not about being accountable to our projects and other things because we are both really good at being accountable to other people. It's about being accountable to ourselves. Yeah. So that's the bulk of things. And this week I met with her on Monday. And one of the things that I had to be accountable to her for before we meet the next time is that I needed to buy new jeans. Because that's something, as I'm working on projects, it's theater season again. We've got work around the house. I've got things to do. So me going to the store and buying jeans is a thing I actually needed to put on my accountability list because it's fall now. And all my other jeans are ripped. I've worn them to death, and I'm not a ripped jeans kind of girl, or they don't fit me.
Because they're too big.
So I needed to actually go physically to a store, try on jeans, and buy some jeans. And I did it. I did it this week.
I am so glad you did it without me. because we've been together. We've been married 28 years.
Yeah.
Together 3 more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And for decades, I've heard about how hard it is to buy jeans. And I don't have this problem.
No, you men don't tend to have these.
But you found some great pants.
I did.
Do you want to model them? You want to stand up?
I can, yeah. This is a pair of them. And so, let's see.
We'll move the chair out of the way.
All right.
Behold.
So this is them. I'm a little dark against the dark background. But here I am.
You're looking good.
Ooh. Yeah, you told me that today. I didn't even.
I noticed her new pants.
Yeah, you noticed.
I never notice anything.
No.
And I was like, those are a pretty good flattering cut for you. And they look great.
Yeah. So my brag is that both pair of jeans that I bought, they were just from Kohl's and they were size 6.
Oh, nice.
So I think I could actually order pants now in a size 6 and expect them to fit pretty well. Now, what used to happen is I was a size 6, like in high school. But what used to happen is if I was a size 8 for a long time as in my adult life, and then I got larger. I think I was up to about a size 12, 10, 12, somewhere in there. But what would happen always is that the waist would be too large because I had to get the pants to fit my hip, and then I'd have gapping in the waist because I tend to have a smaller waist. But now I don't, in these size 6s I bought, I don't even have gapping in the waist. So they're fitting proportionally very nicely. So that's my brag.
And that was courtesy Carnivore.
And it was courtesy of Carnivore. Absolutely. I have had definite body recomposition where, again, my hips are a little smaller than they used to be. my rear end is a little smaller than it used to be, even when I was young. So that's been very interesting. So that's my brag. Size 6, I'm happy with it. A size 6 and they fit well. Was able to go into the store and get them. Don't have to wear a belt. It's all good.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have someone coming down the stairs and they are gone. That was the daughter.
Home from work.
So let's check in with the chat.
Yeah, let's check in with the chat.
So yes, Sue. Sue was here first.
Yes, it was so nice to see your name come up. Hello, Sue, and your husband if he's watching.
Yep. Sue's not napping through the episode right now. Jody says hi. All.
Hey, Jody.
Michelle says hello from Pennsylvania. Beautiful weather here also.
Love to hear that. Hello, Michelle.
Darth Carnivore is in the house.
Hey, Charlie.
And Charlie, I'm behind on some of your videos because they're coming out so fast. So I've got a backlog I've got to get watched.
Well, and you've still been on a little bit of a carnivore video break, haven't you?
I have been, yes. Yeah. Yes. As a matter of fact, I don't think I watched any. I watched a Dr. Barry.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sharon's here.
Sharon is here.
Hey, Sharon.
I'm almost on time. Okay, Sue is going to brag. Go ahead, JJ.
I'm going to brag. I finished my I finished my 3rd week of doing the 72-hour sardine fast, and it's working. Prior morning ketones always 0.3. This morning she was at a 1.6, and she can feel the ketone clarity. Thank you for that one. I know you gave that one not only to brag on you, but for me, who's facing sardine challenge in my future. Button. Yeah, let's.
I don't have my earpieces in, so I can't hear it.
I heard it. I heard this
happening.
Yes. Congratulations, Sue.
That's a good brag.
That is amazing to hear. I did have a few bites of sardines before I jumped on camera today.
Really?
Yeah. I ate dinner but I have to have them made up ahead of time, like I said, or else I can find all kinds of excuses not to eat them.
I didn't have any lunch today, so I did not have sardines.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Tibby says, today my writing teacher asked me if I was 40. That's 14 years younger than I am. This aging in reverse thing is working.
Yay!
That's a great brag.
Excellent. I mean, that's an amazing brag.
Darth is bragging about ribeyes on sale.
We'll take that too.
Bone-in ribeyes on sale this week. My grocery cart was 80% ribeyes and 20% other shoppers staring in disbelief.
No, they're on sale for the holiday weekend.
Oh, is that what
for
it is?
cookouts or something? I think
Okay.
that's what I'm speculating because I've seen them too. I went to the store. Yes, I did. And it was a Kroger chain. They had a great deal on ribeyes, and there were literally two women standing a couple feet away from the case with their phones, like taking pictures or telling someone. I don't know what they were doing, but they were there for a really long time, just staring at the ribeyes. One guy had to like juke in and get under and grab his ribeyes, but they were just there. Like, I don't know. Can you believe these ribeyes are on sale? Should we buy these? I don't know what they were doing, but it was a big ordeal for two people. I did not buy them because we're not really into the ribeyes at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was tempted, but I was like, yeah, let's hold off.
But if they're cheaper than our New York strips,
they are we
should be grabbing them,
cheaper.
and I can manage to get them down.
Okay. Well, now I know. I should have been with the other women taking a photo going, do you think you can get some ribeyes down this week?
Yeah, you could use your, you could make an executive decision. I did have that experience of the other shoppers eyeballing me when I was at Aldi buying every steak on the shelf. And then when I checked out, the guy was like, so having a big cookout or some event? I'm like, yes, I am. It's a big event every night for me.
I've had that too, where they ask that.
But now my big event is in the morning. I don't need a steak at night.
Yes.
JJ, hips don't lie.
Right. Jody says, waiting for a yogurt maker for my raw goat's milk. Bought some ancestral blend beef with organic meat, a bit strong for me. So I mix it with that's a good idea. So I mix it with another package of ground beef to make it palatable. So ancestral beef has organ meat ground up into it usually.
Okay.
And so it's a little strong. So she's just diluting it a little bit more.
I like the sound.
Yeah. Yeah. And I am still having my yogurt, not raw goat's milk yogurt, but I'm still making our yogurt as well and enjoying that. And have nails. It's crazy.
They're great. All of that calcium's coming in and going straight to your fingertips like Wolverine. Are they made of Charlie, what are Wolverines?
Isn't it adamantium?
Is it adamantium?
I don't know.
That sounds right.
I'm making that up based on my memories from a childhood situation. Notice I didn't go into the history though, right? I didn't.
Yeah, you avoided it.
I kept it.
So Jody says digestion issues are returning.
Aww.
So that's concerning. We can't help you because we don't have any specifics, but hopefully you can get on top of that and sort it out.
Hopefully, but I think it's a good thing to.
The yogurt may be the thing that helps you.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a good strategy. Sue has one for you here.
You will get to like those stinky fishies after you see the results. I'm sure just seeing your results is helping me as well. Go, okay. Yeah. I'm still not really measuring anything. I just took about a week and a half off, not a huge time off, but just taking some time off. I plan to put on a CGM September 1st. And then, of course, I'll be in Dr. Boz's class a week later. And I do get my blood labs done on Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just got the message through the doctor portal that I need to go do a blood draw for my quarterly thing that we're doing this year.
Yep.
And that'll be interesting. I'm trying to tell if we're in focus or not. My vision isn't great today.
Oh, it actually looks clear on the computer screen to me. Usually he wants me to see in the camera. I can't tell in the camera.
Tiny little screen that's 5 feet away.
The computer screen looks great.
Ribeye sales are always a local impromptu meetup. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I should have asked the ladies, Oh,
You know, the grocery store culture
mhm.
here is not especially friendly.
No.
I don't know if where you're from, if you're at the grocery store and people start talking to you and there's chatting in the aisles. I mean, if you knew the person, you would, but or I could give off the aura of "Don't talk to me," because I am actively projecting that like a force field.
I would agree with you overall. However, the same grocery trip with the ribeyes, I was at the checkout doing self checkout, and I'd bought eggs there because I didn't want to make an extra trip to the farm. And I checked them before I put them in my cart. They all look good. But then I'm pulling them out of my cart, and one of them feels slimy. And I'm like, oh no. So I look at the one and it's fine. And I set it aside and I pick up the other one and it's kind of floppy. It's an 18 pack and it's sort of the cardboard. So it's kind of floppy and I'm struggling with it and it's kind of moist. And so I put it in the cart or I scan it and then something happened. And anyway, the floppy cardboard flipped open and eggs fell onto the floor and I had an egg catastrophe. And the worker was not having a good day. Even before that, she was not very smiley. But the point is, the woman to my right said to me, "Oh, I hope you have a better day," as she was leaving. "Be careful in the parking lot." And the lady to my left said something like, "Jesus, I'm praying for my neighbor here to have a better day," or something like that. And I was like, how wonderful that these two women around me are like giving me some nice support.
That was nice.
Yes.
I wasn't there to hear it, but I believe
No,
that it happened.
it was beautiful. It was
Well,
a
you
beautiful
attract
situation.
that kind of thing from people. I guess you have a pleasing aura.
I try. No, actually, I don't try anymore, but it took a lot. I'm a life coach. There are years put into this, decades put into this.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I saw this thumbnail. Hi, Charlie, just got done watching your lab results video.
Oh,
Awesome numbers. You are killing it. Yep, that one's in my queue.
nice, nice.
And it is, yes, it is adamantium.
Very nice. And hello, Simpsons. Nice to see
Oh,
you here
yeah.
again.
All right. Sharon says, my dentist said my gums are way healthier than 6 months ago. She said to keep up the good work flossing. I haven't changed my teeth cleaning routine. I've changed my diet.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent, Sharon. Yay.
that's great. Here, we'll give it a cheer for that. Yeah, the change, just how my teeth feel on carnivore is incredible. Obviously, there's not all those carbohydrates for the plaques to grow on, use for fuel. So I guess it should make a difference.
Yeah, and it definitely does. It definitely does. Hmm.
5 a.m. squats club says steak and squats. Let's go.
I love that.
5 a.m.
Ooh.
I slept until after 6 this morning.
You have been sleeping quite a bit this week.
I have been. And I don't know why exactly, except for I'd stop eating by 5 p.m.
Yes.
And that helps my sleep dramatically. That's why I raised my own beef and lamb.
Oh, nice. We're not there yet.
Yeah, the problem with raising my own beef and lamb is the animal husbandry and all the associated work that goes with it. I'm not prepared.
We're not there yet. Although we had a friend of mine trying to get us to there were some free goats and she was trying to get us to give these goats a home, and even offering her family would come over and put the fencing up and build the barn and all sorts of things, but we did not get the goats.
I feel like free goats must be a terrible trap because there's got to be a reason why these goats are free. Simpson says Eric is looking a bit scruffy today. It's a good look for him. My husband would look like a street person. I think it's his tendency to have hair like Einstein.
Oh.
It's a bit wild. I don't have the Einstein hairdo, but we were talking about my scruff before we started.
Yes, I said yes, we were. You brought it up, I brought it up, and you actually used the term street person, I think.
Yeah. Well, since my new life plan is no planning and just total vibes and intuition, I said, why shave? I'm going to lean into eccentricity. I don't know if I can do it. Sue says, I'm using ChatGPT as my coach and it's helping me. I give it my numbers, etc., and it breaks everything down.
It's really incredible. Yeah.
I should not be telling that to a real life coach. This coach talks to AI constantly.
I do. Yeah. What we foresee in the coaching industry is, well, we being my organization that I work with, is that of course chat is, or any AI is going to really help the industry as far as this go and shift things around a little bit, but we're using it as well. We want to put AI into our websites and our learning platforms and so forth. However, what we see is that live events are actually probably going to become bigger and bigger because then you're getting a human.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
that's what we think is going to happen. And in the meantime, we're using chat wherever it serves us. And yes, I'm on it a lot.
How do they know we're live and not just AI avatars right now?
That's true.
How do they know we're live and not AI avatars right now?
I don't know, Eric. How would they know?
You're absolutely right. They would have no way of knowing.
That's brilliant.
I use ChatGPT to help dictate my individual workouts with my different requirements and prompts.
Mm-hmm.
I use chat a lot to do deep dive explorations into topic areas to try to understand the outline of the topic. So this is actually a good time to bring it up. If you saw last Tuesday's video, Meat to Muscle, AI did not write that. But I used AI to get the outline of the topic area. And what I mean by that is not the outline of the presentation, but what are the key terms, like the vocabulary? What are the key vocabulary? And then I was off and doing readings and I was looking for a lot of visualizations or graphs or diagrams to better understand it. And they're out there, but man, if you want to understand amino acids, looking at a diagram does not clear things up. It's just a million different vocabulary words with arrows leading from one to the other. It doesn't tell you anything. But it's good. I go from AI to AI and I'm like, okay, chat made this assertion. Is it true? And then Claude will be like, well, there's some nuance that was missed. And then you got to go off and actually do some reading because I don't trust them entirely.
No.
And even today I was inquiring about glycine. And I kept having to say, okay, you're telling me a just so story about glycine. Now I want you to validate that and tell me why you're wrong, or tell me why emphasizing this is beside the point. And AI will do that too. It's like, oh yeah, that's actually a good point. It probably is. It doesn't apply in your case. But up to that point, it was like, oh, this is absolutely 100% the issue. And then just a little pushing and we're like, well, maybe not. Oh yeah. Goats will help with your lawn.
Well,
won't they eat some grass so you can have less mowing?
We have talked about that benefit. That is a benefit. And we have a lot of brushy undergrowth in the wooded areas that would really benefit from some goats. But
I was looking at that, and the rules don't allow it.
really,
But I wonder if they might update their thinking on that, depending on the tree species. Because around oaks, you would have livestock, would be way better than what's happening on our property right now with oaks, where all of the understory is growing up and starting to crowd them out.
yeah. So some goatscaping would be ideal.
Goatscaping would be great. I had to take care of a lot of animals when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and I didn't like doing it.
But I foresee that it could happen in the future. It's a possibility. I'm not taking it off the table.
It's a totally possible.
Yeah.
We just need people who are willing to do the work. Plus, if we did eventually have to eliminate a goat,
Yes.
I don't know that I've eaten goat. I'm not sure how you prepare goat.
No, when we've gone to the Caribbean, it's been around.
Oh, has it? Well, there's
But-
goats there.
But we haven't partaken. Now I think we would, but we haven't been to the Caribbean in a long time.
If goats could eat some laws, that might be better than eating lawns. And if goats could eat some in-laws,
Oh.
it wasn't me. It was the goat. Go ahead. Gotta drink water. I'm
Dr.
so
Barry
thirsty.
referred to AI as your 14-year-old friend. Yes, who gets things wrong, but with a master's degree in everything. That was a really good
Yeah.
description. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. And they're only going to get better. Although today I had one with a weird typo in its response that made no sense. It's pretty rare, but it does happen. Simpson is not crazy about goat. I have been thinking of a few sheep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this talk of animals is reminding me. I think we told you last week that our dog Arrow had a run-in with the raccoon, and he's doing much better. And he got swollen lymph nodes; those are back down. And but he started limping a little last night after we thought he was recovered, but he's
He
not.
retweaked it.
He retweaked it, but he's doing great. And I wanted to bring up, there was another reason for this. And I think it was that at our event last weekend, we had a couple events, and one of them involved the whole theater group coming over. So we had about 50 people here, mostly children. And he was such a good boy. He sort of kept an eye on everyone. He would sit at the perimeter sort of watching, and then he would walk around the circle sort of looking out to make sure that we were all safe. He hates things in the sky, so he would be looking around and nope, and then he saw a bird, he barked at it, chased it off. I'm sure it was him. But he's doing well.
And then we did a wagon ride. So we have a wagon we connected to the side by side and took it around the trails. The kids riding in there, they loved that.
They really did more than I thought.
Yeah, it was almost, we had to put a stop to it because it was just, the line was too long. And of course, Arrow would go with that.
Yeah.
And the kids, it was mostly girls.
Yeah.
And every time Arrow would run by, they'd be screaming for Arrow. But he was on patrol. He didn't have time for their screams.
He did not have time for their screams. And then we did go-karting with the in-laws, who don't need to be eaten by goats. By the way, my in-laws do not need to be eaten.
No, they're great.
But we had that go-karting day. And I did want to bring it up because we mentioned last week as well that we'd be doing pretty good with carnivore, but we weren't going to be quite as strict as normal. So for instance, I made beef chuck chili, and that has tomato sauce in it.
I made the carnivore flatbread, which has got a whole bunch of cottage cheese in it.
Yes. Yep. So not quite as strict. And I think we did overall pretty well.
Yeah.
And what's been interesting is, so we were both ready to be done with that by Monday.
Yeah.
We had the 2 days of it. Monday, we were like, okay, we're ready to just be more strict again. And then no problem. I didn't have any physical issues. Did you have any?
I had a little reflux.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't have any physical response. I didn't have any cravings after it, But what happened was my mind all week, including today even, has been trying to come up with excuses for me to still be not quite as strict. Like, oh, I don't have any eggs for my fat bomb. Maybe I should just go out to eat. That type of thing. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to have burger patties, but they'll probably have lettuce and pickles on it, So it's not way off the wagon train, the rails, whatever.
Yep.
It's the reservation. But all week my mind has been, I let that little bit in and my mind has gone, oh, let's test this a little bit and see, how far will she go?
And so your carnivore brag is
Yeah.
that you didn't do that.
Well, that is another brag.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true. I did not do that.
I had that voice a little bit. It wasn't very loud. And I was just like, no, not doing that.
Yeah.
So that's a carnivore win. Carnivore
Yeah.
brag.
Yeah, that's true. But I just thought it was fascinating. Just that little bit of wiggle room and my brain went off. Again, no physical cravings though.
So another carnivore brag
Yeah.
was the go-kart had lots of problems leading up to the event that I had to troubleshoot. And then on the day of, it had several problems that I was able to troubleshoot successfully.
Yes.
But one time I managed to touch my thumb to an extraordinarily hot exhaust pipe. I removed it
Quickly.
immediately. And yet it did not feel good immediately.
Mhm.
And so JJ said,
Well, I have some stuff that I used on my arm. I had something pop up on my arm and burn me the day before. It was incredible. Let's try it. So we did it. It's a 2-step process. The first step was this afterburn gel that I've used before. It never seems to work, but I put that on first. And then the second step, here we go. My tallow aloe. Yep, my tallow aloe. It is 2 parts tallow, 1 part aloe. And the next morning I woke up and the burns were gone and one was blistering. So it was severe enough to blister. And how about you?
And so this blistered up immediately, was burnt white. And we did the 2-step process. And within 30 minutes, I wasn't feeling it anymore. It was slightly numb.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just sort of like a little bit of a callus of dead skin on the surface. No blister, no pain, really nothing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I have never heard of tallow on burns, but for these very, very minor burns, it was very, very good.
Yeah. And again, I know that I don't know if it was the 2-step, but the tallow is the key because the other one does not.
By itself, it would probably relieve the pain with this little cooling effect,
Yes.
maybe.
Yeah.
But that would be about it.
Yep.
My takeaway, Eric, amino acids are just steaks waiting to happen and be on sale.
Yep.
They are steaks waiting to happen, and then they are muscles waiting to be built, and many other things.
Yes. Poor Arrow, says Simpson. Raccoon usually can stay away from any dog by climbing or such. He must have been really PO'd with that coon.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, he was. Because he can usually leave them alone too. He doesn't have as big of a prey drive as our other dog Lucky did. But he was berserking. He was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a wild thing.
Scudder is in the house.
Hey, welcome,
Good to see
welcome.
you. Oh, here we go. Scudder is my hubby.
Yep.
Sharon says, I'm a carb addict. I can't listen to rationales for going off plan because even a little bit causes massive cravings for more. I have fallen off the wagon too many times in the past.
Well, that brings me to the Kelly Hogan video from last weekend. And that's right there.
Oh,
if you want to bring it up a little bit. With Bitten Johnson, who I had never heard of personally. She's from Sweden, and she deals primarily with addiction. And I believe she started with substance addiction in her expertise and then did transfer it into sugar addiction. And so this interview If people have not seen it, I highly recommend it, especially if you do have any addictive tendencies. She's extremely knowledgeable, comes in at it with different perspectives. And what was fascinating to me was she talks about volume addiction, which is not talked about a lot. And I think I don't know that it was an addiction, but I have been a person who needs to feel very full. So I would sit down and have my 2 big meals a day. And what I found out is that I need to reduce my volume. And that's what I've been doing the last couple months. So even with when we went higher fat, I was adding the higher fat to the same volume of steak that I was eating before.
Mm.
And know what I need to do to keep my ketones where I want them to be is to lower the volume of the protein when I add the fat. And so that's been a little bit of a training because I'm used to feeling comfortably stuffed.
Mm.
And that's the messaging that we hear a lot. And I think that's a great message, especially if you're starting, if you're priming and trying to be in sort of a more nutrient dense, abundant mode for a time being. That's great. And at some point, you might have to look at whether your volume is too high. And again, for me, that was a bit of an adjustment. It wasn't a huge mental block, but I did need to sort of retrain myself to be like, no, this 4 ounces with my fat bomb is enough.
That's interesting because I've had a history of eating a lot
Yeah.
in one sitting and making myself sick.
Yeah.
But I never thought of it as volume as much as I did duration.
Oh, interesting.
And so I wanted a large portion that could last a long time. And for me, the flavors are important, but what always got me was texture.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
was a texture hound
Yeah.
for certain foods. And I wanted that swallowing sensation of that texture to just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But I'd never heard of this concept of volume addiction, and it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. And I think, again, some people, their systems, their physiology can handle higher volumes, but mine couldn't if I wanted to maintain the metabolic health where my blood sugars are where I want them to be and my ketones are where they want
Hmm.
them to be. And what's interesting though is I used to not be a volume eater. When I was young, didn't eat a lot. My mom's husband told me I would eat like a bird. Well, he'd sit down and eat, talk about volume.
He ate one meal a day.
He was an O-matter way back when, and he would sit down and eat a couple chicken, like no problem. So he thought I ate like a bird. But with the men in my life, like you, I learned to really eat more just by, I don't know, when I got to be an adult and I was with you and it just was more food, clean the plate.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I was a bad influence or a good influence.
Well, in many cases, you were a good influence. That was not particularly good. But again, you didn't force it down my throat. I don't know what shifted, but yeah, I shifted to where I ate a lot more.
Jody says, there's a channel called Meat Carnivore. He mentions let your meat do the heavy lifting for your fat.
Mm,
I've had to learn this too. I've cut back as well.
yeah. Yeah. And again, when you're adapting and stuff, go ahead and eat the meat. But at some point, it might be something to look at.
Curtis is here.
Hey, Curtis, you made it.
Aside from a brain injury, I was healthy for more than 5 months. Then I started working and I get sick.
Oh, geez.
So I worked 3 days.
Oh, geez. Well, we're glad to have you here. Hope you're on the mend.
Yep.
Ugh.
Jody says I've had to cut back on my fat as well.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Oh. Let's take this down.
Yep.
Curtis says, I eat vegans and I want to brag. I ran across my t-shirt concept that was a picture of a cow and it says, eat your vegetarians. But I never made the t-shirt. Maybe I will someday. So tell us about this one.
Oh my gosh. I'm always excited to see new people come into my feed who are early in their carnivore journeys. And so Brad, the butcher wizard, who I'd never
Encountered
followed
before?
before, right? He went carnivore a couple weeks ago and had his 1 week update this week. And yeah, it's pretty exciting because he obviously eats a meat heavy diet anyways, being a butcher. And so he started toying with videos a while back. Again, I hadn't followed him, but toying with videos a while back aimed directly at carnivores because he saw the market, right?
Mhm.
And how can you sustainably eat carnivore when meat gets expensive? So had that focus here and there. And then finally he decided to dive in, let go of the potatoes that he eats with his steaks and stuff, and just go carnivore. And his week 1 experience was pretty good. And he attributes it to the fact that he was pretty meat heavy already. So he had a pretty smooth week. I'm not going to tell you anymore in case you
Okay.
want to
Yeah,
check it
I
out.
want to check it out.
But again, he also wants to give tips about butchering and so forth and getting different cuts of meat and all that stuff. So I'm excited to see someone new in the space.
Great.
Yeah. And with a different expertise.
And then there's this one. Tell me about this one.
Okay.
Who's this?
This is Bella's.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this was one of her videos this week. I also saw her video with Dr. Bright, another one, but they're recently back from Italy where they visited Dr. Bright. Italy. And so she wanted to make this carnivore lasagna. And obviously the one with the marinaras for Max, her husband. But she made this with cottage cheese bread.
Oh, okay.
So
I know how to make that.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. I was like, "Oh, interesting."
Clearly she didn't put bagel seasoning in that.
For him, she put Italian seasoning.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah. But if you didn't want to do the nightshades, we could also do like a little cream sauce bechamel or something too and do that. However, so I thought this was great. I'm not discounting it because obviously I put it up here. I'm like, "Ooh, this is interesting. I'd like to try it." Yet, Maria Emmerich's carnivore lasagna uses lunch meat.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah. It uses turkey or chicken, a real mild lunch meat, which is even easier than doing a cottage cheese bread.
Yeah.
So it does take some steps out of it. And when we were earlier in our carnivore journey, once a week, I would make, usually on Friday, I would make a special dish like carnivore lasagna. So it was still in plan, but it was maybe a little heavy on the dairy or something. Or we would do the cloud bread pizza sometimes, like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
So we do a little something special, and I would make the carnivore Maria Emmerich lasagna, and it was good.
I remember hearing about it, and I'm sure I ate it, but I don't remember eating it.
You did eat it, and you liked it.
Did I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't sound hard to like.
It sounds weird, though. I mean, I saw the recipes and was like, "Ugh, I don't know." But then Nisha made it.
Oh, okay.
And she served it to her father, I believe it was. And he didn't notice the difference. So I was like, okay, now I've got some buy-in to this.
Okay.
And then I started making it. Yeah.
Well, when I made that cottage cheese bread for our weekend, it was so frustrating. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it is impossible to get it to cook all the way through. The top gets cooked and then the bottom is just gooey and gross. So maybe I'm not cooking it hot enough. I think it's on 375 or 400. And it just seems like it's in there forever. So what I end up having to do is flip it and put it in the air fryer to toast, basically.
Yeah.
It's not a good system.
So I suspected that our new oven at this place was not calibrated correctly because we've had issues with all our foods cooking weirdly and longer. It's calibrated exactly right. So I'm thinking the other oven at the other place must have been hot. I never checked that. So we might have to just start raising our temperature to get what we're used to.
Yeah.
It stalled our Thanksgiving last year because things were not cooking.
So Simpson checked out. We'll allow it.
We will.
Jody made bread out of powdered milk, egg, and baking powder.
Oh,
And it was good, apparently.
interesting.
Pam says, my husband's family, Sicilian, used to say Italy. And when we say it, we're quoting some movie, which somebody who was watching us a long time ago knew and referred me to. And I actually found the clip, but I've since forgotten what the movie was because it was obscure. Italy? What are you doing in Italy?
Yep.
Curtis's hamburger was $1.99 per pound this week. I got 150 pounds.
Talk about people taking a look at you at the grocery store. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alan's here. I love Labor Day.
Yes.
Every cut of meat is on sale in Texas. I'm going all in to fill the freezer because salad is toxic.
It is. Oh my gosh. We should probably get back to the store and load up on, even ground beef. Right now, we've got some really good ground beef in the freezer from the local farmer.
Yeah.
But hey, you can never go wrong with some more ground beef. Arrow would like some of that $1.99 ground beef too, which is a lot cheaper than his dog food.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I
have minerals in my ear, JJ.
Why is that?
I have Epsom salts in my ear.
Were you shoving Epsom salts down your ear?
I did not.
No.
I went to a float place today.
Mm-hmm.
So if you floated in a sensory deprivation or float tank, let us know in the chat. We had done this a long time ago, many years ago in Milwaukee, had a place. And you'd go in and there were these clamshell things. You'd go in and it's filled with, I don't know, it's got water about this deep and they put 1,000 pounds of Epsom salts in there so that you're extremely buoyant. They put it to body temperature and then the lights are off and you float in there and your whole body just relaxes. Mm-hmm. And your mind goes bonkers, unless you're good at meditating or something like that. But today I was just feeling uncomfortable, and I'm like, I just wish I could float and just relax. And I was like, is there any place close by? So I Googled it, and sure enough, 25 minutes away there was a place, and so I booked it online, and I went and I floated.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed it. It'd been so long, I had forgotten the cycles of my mind that goes through during that whole thing. It's like the first 15 minutes of floating there is like the novelty of it kind of is distracting. And then the mind settles down. And then the mind comes back and goes, is it over? How long has it been? How much time is left?
You can't see.
Yeah, and there's no clocks. And it's an hour. And then the mind settles out and it kind of settles down. And at one point I saw these interesting visualizations in front of my eyes. And I was like, what does that mean? And nobody answered, but I was relieved. And then eventually the lights come on and they're like, thank you for your float, get out. Mm-hmm. And then you take a shower again, get dressed, and you're gone. And it was really nice. I will be doing that again. Maybe I'll make that a weekly thing for a while. Because I discovered there was muscles in my body did not want to release no matter how supported my body was in warm water. And I told JJ this and she said,
I don't remember.
You said, well, you're kind of highly strung right now.
Yes, I did say that. Now I remember. Yes, you are.
So, yeah, there's certain aspects of just the body just stays pretty tight. So, but the water, you put earplugs in, but the water gets in. And because it's so concentrated, when it dries,
crusty,
you get this sandy salt comes out.
They even have a double float tank, like a couple's float tank.
I thought that's what it was.
Well, they have, I saw in the brochure.
Oh, did they?
They have one that is and one that isn't.
The one that I was in was not.
Yeah. And so it's cheaper if you float with someone, but I don't know if I want you bumping up against me when I'm trying to float.
I don't want you kicking me
Kicking.
when you're, I don't want you stealing the water when you roll over.
Guilty as charged.
She's like a typewriter platen. For those of you who've ever seen a typewriter. Curtis is saying, carnivore has improved my vision.
Nice brag there. Huge
That is
brag.
a great brag.
Yeah.
Early on in carnivore, I've had that experience, but then it went away. So I don't know what happened.
My vision is generally decent. I've got pretty good vision. I don't wear glasses. Yet I noticed with hormonal fluctuations that would affect my vision greatly. And so what I have noticed is that since carnivore, I don't have those fluctuations, both hormonally, but also in my vision. It's pretty good all the time now. It's pretty rare. I have to be really exhausted, like running on fumes for my vision to get wonky now. And before it was a regular-ish thing. So,
well, I've had glasses since the 4th grade. I had LASIK in 2027? No, 2007.
Yeah.
Ish. It was great, except for nighttime vision was horrific with headlights because of big halos. And then I had to get glasses anyway, eventually. And I don't feel like my vision is especially good. Ebony Talk says, I healed really well after surgery due to carnivore.
Yay!
I love hearing that. But that makes sense. Actually, that goes way back. When I was first starting having my whey shakes, whenever that was, 20 plus years ago.
Who knows?
And
it's been a long time.
Noticing that I was recovering from workouts a little bit better with the whey protein, I was like, you realize that if for muscle to repair, it needs protein? Duh. And then I said, I wonder if after surgery, people are told to eat more protein in order to have the amino acids on board to heal with, because there's a lot of tissue repair that has to happen. And you didn't know.
No.
And so I didn't research it any further than that.
There was no AI.
But it makes total sense to me. And this is an under-discussed thing. I think that's a question that I'd like lobbed at one of the good doctors.
Yeah.
To see if they are aware of that or if they've seen that anecdotally.
Yeah. And I just think of whenever I've had any type of surgery or been sick, obviously, there's been more of I think a cultural conditioning that I would want toast and soda crackers and the rice and those mild foods that are the worst possible thing you could eat if you're recovering from anything.
Yeah, you want something mild and easy on your stomach.
Yes.
I know, let's put gluten in there.
Yeah, right. So with carnivore, for me, it's been a little bit of a change in mindset of, if I'm sick, I haven't had any surgeries or anything since going carnivore, but if I'm sick, it's either, if I'm not hungry for meat, it's fast or eat meat. Yeah. I mean, it can be sort of a more comforting meat, like maybe some bone broth with some meat in it or something. It can be a little comfy, but gluten is not it. Grain's not it.
No.
Never again. Never again.
But if you're sick, you don't want to eat a piece of steak.
Well, then you don't eat. That's the answer.
Yep, that's the answer.
And that's not the answer we used to get either. You had to keep eating. You got to keep the food going.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
That was a really great point, Ebony.
Yes.
And I'm glad that, I mean, it's your experience, so it's true. Jody says Costco Vital Protein comes from Brazil and made with cowhide. Was bummed trying different protein powder. Well, is it intended to be a collagen protein? Because that would make sense if it was made of hide. But if it's just a protein powder, then it would not make sense.
It is a good point though. We can't always find out where our meat is sourced from.
Yeah.
And we do get grocery store meat that we don't know where it's coming from. Yet that is one of the things that I found out with Aldi is that their meat is all at least from the US. It is factory farmed, don't get me wrong. Yet it is from the US, which is interesting to me.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. We've had really good luck with all these meat.
Yes, yes. And we do the local farmer too. And to make it sustainable and cost, within the budget I'm willing to spend, we have to mix in a little bit of grocery store meat here and there too. Well, quite a bit of
Yeah.
grocery store meat.
It's mostly grocery store
Yeah.
meat.
With treat meat here and there.
Oh, Jody's saying, was putting in her coffee, yes, it's collagen, but I want bone.
Yeah. Yep. You want the
we
Mhm.
may do a deep dive on glycine at some point. I intend to do more amino acid videos. The last one was moderately well received, and I learned so much doing it. That's kind of the vibe that I want to follow right now. And just the very shallow dive I've done in glycine already is quite fascinating. And glycine is, I think it's like something like 20% of collagen peptides in these powders is glycine. And it's extremely beneficial. And one interesting thing is that it comes from the hide, it comes from the connective tissue, the stuff that's in the roast meats that need to be cooked low and slow, that we don't eat anymore because we eat breakfast and we tend to have a steak, and we're not having meat for dinner because we're currently doing high fat, low protein dinners.
Yep.
And therefore we may not be actually getting the glycine that we need.
That's true.
And it's very much involved in methylation. So, and that has to do with homocysteine, and you need glycine because it's consumed in the process. So that's a sneak preview. Of course, when I present it, it will be interesting rather than boring.
Of course.
I nearly put myself to sleep just now.
But yeah, we have not been eating together really at all.
No.
With this new scheme, which is a bit of a bummer. And there has been no smoking or slow cooking because smoking meat or slow cooking. Because I'm not getting up in the morning and doing that. I like to smoke later in the day. I have been having breakfast before you though, so that's unusual.
Some days, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that I've been sleeping longer, like it's light out when I wake up. It's crazy.
I've been awake before him this week sometimes. It's crazy.
I love getting more sleep.
Yeah. Oh, I love you getting more sleep.
All right. Have we bragged enough?
Have we bragged
Do
enough?
we feel like our brag meter is full, or is there more bragging to be done?
Let's give a few more moments to see if there's any more.
Do you have any more carnivore brags or keto brags?
Now is the time.
Big or small?
Yeah.
We will not judge the level of brag. It just needs to be 0.001 or higher on the brag meter.
Now you sound like a life coach.
Do I?
You acknowledge.
I didn't know life coaches could do 10,000ths of an inch.
No, it's acknowledging the smallest things.
Maybe your brag is you've done carnivore successfully for a week or a day. Or maybe you've discovered an especially good carnivore meal that's working great for you. Or maybe you made a decision not to eat something.
Yes.
And that's a win too. You should have that brag. You should get credit for it.
Yeah, it is really important for the brain to build momentum. For a person to keep going to keep trying new things, keep experimenting, and never pausing to acknowledge the wins that makes those experiments feel kind of like little pieces of torture.
Yeah.
Unless you get a huge win. If you get a huge win, most people would celebrate that.
Of course.
But if we don't celebrate those little ones, then it feels like we're putting in an awful lot of effort and getting nothing in return. So it's really about training the brain to see those small wins. And it's an extremely, extremely important part of momentum.
Well, one of the brags that I have is the title of this live stream, which is "The Carnivore Community is Amazing."
Oh,
And we've been involved in all kinds of different communities in our lives.
Mhm.
And communities, generally speaking, people are good people and they're great.
Mhm.
But there's something especially cool about carnivores.
yeah.
And I think it has to do with you don't really come to carnivore without having gone through a lot of frustration and failure and suffering, frankly. And I think that's one of the things that binds the carnivores together is that we've all overcome something through doing the diet.
Mhm.
And because of that, we have a shared experience. We know what it was like pre-carnivore, and now we know the power of the diet for healing. And that makes us want to spread the word, but it also makes us enthusiastic about it
Mhm.
and want to talk about it every week and keep watching videos. I mean, it's crazy that almost 3 years into carnivore for us, we're still watching carnivore videos every
Yes.
week.
Yep.
I mean, this week when I was trying not to watch health-related content at all, including diet, I still watched Dr. Berry. And I watched an amazing one. It wasn't about carnivore specifically. It was Tim Ferriss with this guy was using vagus nerve stimulation. And it was just really interesting. By the way, Tim was taking exogenous ketones as part of his current N of 1 experiment.
Yeah.
And finding it very beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the community, though, because of what we've been through and emerged with wins on the other side, I feel like we also have a lot of hope and optimism in this
That's true.
community, which is really, really,
It's a super optimistic group,
it's awesome.
including all of you guys.
Yes.
So wherever you're at on your journey, even if you've had some setbacks or some challenges, just get back on the wagon. You don't have to carnivore harder. Carnivore is a little smarter.
I like that.
And
I like
and
that.
all that means is just try something.
Yeah.
Be intentional about it. Think it through and go, okay, I'm going to try this and give it a little bit of time to see if it works. Unlike me, who wants instantaneous results within, I don't know, 5 minutes.
About that.
I'm not
About
good
that.
at waiting.
But speaking of timing, we've got Kevin with a brag. Kevin Humble.
Nope. Here we go.
Kevin Humble with a brag. September 1st will mark his 3rd month strict carnivore with no cheats.
Hey, that's a great one.
Awesome. 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 Yeah. Excellent. So I think that's about it.
That's probably enough.
I think it's enough. Yeah.
We will be back on Tuesday with a pre-recorded video, probably about amino acids. I haven't totally figured it out yet. And then next Friday, we will be back here live from the World Carnivore headquarters in southeastern Wisconsin.
Yes.
So with that, every day stronger.
Every day more blessed.
JJ and Eric, their lipids are high. Their doctors are worried they're both gonna die. Is LDL harmless? They sure hope it's so. It's the JJ and Eric Carnivore Show. Salad is toxic, seed oils are doom. They rub on tallow like greasy perfume. Ribeyes and bacon, that's all they know. It's the JJ and Eric Carnivore Show. No wheat, no kale, they're laughing at greens. 18-hour fasts are their favorite routines. Sugars for suckers, they're chomping on fat. Streaming to you live from a tallow vat. Eric's got muscles, JJ's got zen. They're coming to chat with their carnivore friends. So toss out the lettuce, embrace the